I have two more books here. To Live is to Suffer, and To Live is to Suffer Volume 2, Diary of a Man Who is Willing to Kill for a PB&J. So basically, these are his compiled diary entries from 1990 to 2001 for Volume 1, and 2001 to 2008 for Volume 2. It was published by Mana, definitely just in his house. Like, if you look at these, there's like no price tags on it. It's like he published a blank thing and then did it with like glue in his house. Like, these are cheap, and I got these secondhand too, so these are like, I feel like they're gonna fall apart. These books are just before I sell, but not as good, because he doesn't have a strict audience in mind, and he's definitely not as comfortable anymore, and it's like not very many entries, and it's over a long period of time, so he like definitely chose the ones where he wanted to look good. Do you know what I mean? I don't recommend these books. I give it a 5 out of 10. It's just a bit boring. It's like, I don't know, he talks about being depressed a bit, he talks about people he's had bad interactions with. Maybe I'll do a few readings on it, but for this book review, I'm only gonna read one, and it's from the second one. I'm grouping them together because they're like the same thing, honestly. Volume 2 is probably a bit better, just because I guess, yeah, he got more comfortable with it or something, I don't know. But they're both pretty boring, if I'm being completely honest. Oh, and Diary of a Man Who's Willing to Kill for a PB&J is because of a, quite frankly, unsettling entry where he was at work, because he used to, this is something interesting, he used to not be a full-time author. He used to work at an office. He never disclosed it. Just some sort of low-level desk job, gray cubicle type. He eventually quit once his books became popular enough, which is weird though, because I know Flight from Rome was released in the 90s and he got a lot of, you know, fame for that. Maybe he just blew all his money or something. I don't know. I'm still figuring that out. I'm still trying to, you know, track it and see his journey, but regardless, he was in an office and someone ate his PB&J, or no, they ate like in the kitchenette in the office space. There was jam. Someone had finished the jam and he was really excited because he was really excited all day because he really wanted a PB&J. He was like looking forward to it so much, and he went into the kitchen and someone had finished the jam, and he wrote this really unsettling entry on like how he had to stop himself from killing the guy who did it. And like, yeah, I'm gonna read that out. I'm not reading it during this review because I'm gonna read it out in a compiled post on him, or sorry, video on him about all of his unsettling violent tendencies. So stay tuned for that. But as of right now, I will read out the last entry in To Live is to Suffer Volume 2, entry 165. Oh, that's something funny with this book, is they don't have dates. They just have entry 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. I don't know why he did that, but it differs from Before Sell in that regard. Okay, so the last entry in Volume 2, entry 165. I have decided now to switch my course of actions. Long dead is the quill and the parchment. Newspapers and print media will slowly wither to extinction. The internet reigns supreme now, and his iron fist will only expand, mark my words. And this was published in 2008, so that's kind of cool. I, so, will migrate over to the winning side and cut out the middleman of a book. I will write directly to the public rather than hoarding my thoughts and prayers like Smaug until I have enough to compile it into a book. Now, I will be on Reddit under the name Begging for Shangri-La. So, that makes me so happy because I guessed, isn't that fucking weird? I guessed that B4SL stood for Begging for Shangri-La before I even did this. Like, I don't want to, you know, suck my own dick too hard, but like, how did I guess that? That's pretty awesome. I had just assumed that's what it was, and then I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. That was like my best guess. But reading that, I was like, I was right? Like, how did I guess that? Maybe we're like spiritually linked. Probably.